everybody. Welcome to Miracle Insider Show. I'm Alex Margulies. You may be wondering why I'm holding a catching mask, but it's for good reason. Today, we're going to pay tribute to one of the positions that goes almost unnoticed in the game of baseball. Today, we take you behind the catcher's mask.
Catching in position is really important in baseball. A lot of times people don't notice when there's a good catcher back there, but they always notice when there's a bad catcher back there. There's kind of four main parts to catching. 3 of them physical, 1 of them mental. I mean, a good catcher is going to block the ball. He's going to throw guys out at second base, third base, wherever it might be. And he's going to receive a good game. No clanks, no drops, pass balls. And then the mental part is obviously the pitch calling, which takes the longest to figure out. But those 4 things are what every major league catcher has to have.
The starting pitcher is the most important guy every day, but after you get past that, it's the catcher. The catcher is the one that's going to be running everything and making sure that whatever plans we've put in place are followed. And to me, that's where I'd play every day if I could.
Miracle pitching coach Steve Mintz is in his 3rd season with the team. Drafted by the Dodgers in 1990 as a catcher, Mintz was convinced as a young prospect to switch to pitching, and eventually made 14 appearances in the major leagues. Now, his job is to not only help develop the pitchers on the club, but the catchers as well.
Being able to see the game from both sides of the plate has definitely helped me as a pitcher when I was still trying to compete. And even now today, being able to relay the different things to the pitchers from a catching and pitching standpoint, and still being able to help our catchers understand, exactly what they're trying to do back there. It still applies now, and being in the major leagues and watching some of the guys up there and how they do their stuff, I think it helps a lot.
The catching position is one that involves both great leadership and humility, requiring the knowledge and motivation of a general and the sacrifice of a foot soldier on the front lines.
Yeah, you don't get any notoriety being a good catcher, but the team notices, and that's what really matters. I mean, some of the true baseball fans will recognize it, but your team recognizes it, the manager recognizes it.
Catchers definitely probably don't get all the glory and everything, but you talk to the pitchers that use them the most, and I guarantee you that they'll give them all the accolades in the world.
Crouching behind the plate can be a war zone at times, and the sacrifice of sustaining physical abuse is not out of the ordinary.
It's usually after every game I have a different bruise somewhere. Thighs, forearms, wrists. I've taken a couple balls off my hands this year. I've gotten hit in the face quite a few times. Got a couple bends in my mask, and it's physically demanding for sure.
In addition to the physical toll, pitchers rely on their catcher to guide them through the game, with the best combinations having tremendous trust for one another.
To me, the most important thing about being a catcher and being able to catch in the big leagues is being able to manage a staff and take a game plan and use it for 9 innings. You could probably watch a major league ball game and some of those elite pitchers throwing, and I guarantee you're not going to see them shake over 5-6 times in a game, because that's how in tune they are with their catcher and their catcher is with them.
It's a rare position in the game of baseball where hitting is by far the least important quality.
I would gladly go 0 for 4 any game and let a pitcher go 7-8 innings of, a couple hit ball, shutout. That to me is more important. I'm more here to be a catcher than a hitter, so I take a lot more pride in calling a good game and getting a pitcher a quality start.
The hitting part of it, I really don't care. I tell it to them all the time. You run the pitching staff and you be able to throw runners out. That's what we're looking for, and if you can get me a couple hits in the course of the game, that's just, that's whipped cream on top of the cake.
My name is Caden Barr, and I am 8 years old. I've been a fan ever since I moved to Florida, and it was in 2009. If there's a #1 player on a team, then that player's probably going to be my favorite.
On Saturday, July 30th, the Miracle hosted the 2nd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Night. It was a terrific ball game. Nearly 5,000 fans were in attendance. Let's check it out.
I'm Bernie. This is my wife, Debbie.
We have been kind of long-term baseball fans. You have always that expectation or that spark that they're going to win their game. It's a lot more enjoyable to come out and see a Miracles game than it is a Major League game, because there is that certain uncertainty. Yeah.
Earlier in the show, we did a piece about catching, and there was a great quote from Dan Rolfing, who said, you know, most people don't know when there's a good catcher behind the plate, but they definitely notice a bad one. In another position around baseball, the official scorer, those sentiments ring true. They'd certainly be happy going unnoticed during a ball game.
My name is Scott Pedersen. I'm the official scorer for the Fort Myers Miracle, and I've been doing this for probably about 350 years now. And I've been doing this this is my 19th season, and I've done probably over 1,500 games. I've lost count. When I grew up, I would always go to baseball games and keep score. Grew up a Cubs fan, and my dad would take me to Cubs games all the time, and I would always keep score in a scorecard. So that's how I got acclimated to doing it. When I was in college, at Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin, I needed a field placement my senior year, and it just so happened that the Twins had just moved a farm team, minor league team, low A, to Kenosha, Wisconsin. So I got in touch with them, and the next thing I know, I was the official scorer. One thing led to another, and I wound up down here, but that's where I got my start. Hits and errors, and there are quite often differences of opinion with those as they relate to, obviously, pitchers' earned run averages, hitters' batting averages, a lot of judgment calls. That's the toughest thing. That's the thing I probably carry on my sleeve every night when I show up here, is worrying about things like that. Hits, errors, earned runs, and unearned runs. I do hear about it from time to time. Gulf Coast League, I do the Gulf Coast League team, and I'm fully accessible. I'm sitting right behind the screen, so got a lot of comments over there. And I will say our people are real good, though. I have great relationships with all of the Twins coaches and managers, and I know I can go down, if I have a question, I can go down and ask Jake or Mincy or even our Gulf Coast League manager and coaches and ask them, and they'll always give me a real good answer. I think most scorers would agree that we want to see each team get a clean hit probably early in the game, because I like no-hitters just as much as anybody else if it's not on my watch, if I'm just watching a game. We don't want to spoil somebody's dream, but we want to be fair. That's my nightmare. I'm always looking at score sheets to see what I like about them, and because I haven't found the perfect score sheet, and I think maybe a lot of scorers might feel the same way. There are good ones in there, but there's probably always something maybe that could be a little bit better, and I'm always looking for the perfect one. In all honesty, it's easier for me to be a fan when we're on the road. I am a big fan of baseball, have been all my life. Like I say, in all honesty, I do probably enjoy the road games better.
We leave you on today's show with the week that was at Hammond Stadium. Here are the sights and sound of the recent homestand here at the Bill. Thanks for tuning in to the Miracle Insider Show. I'm Alex Margulies.
Different ways to reach first base. Can you name all 7?
Thanks. I can. Sitting here on the spot, probably not, but hit, walk, hit batter, hit, error, walk, hit batter, catcher's interference. That's 5. I know them.
Fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice.
Strikeout.
Strikeout drop, yeah. See, I know them.
I'm just kidding, we won't put that in.
Oh, it's okay.